leaves are falling all around. Time I was on my way. Thanks to you, I'm much obliged for such a pleasant stay. But now it's time for me to go. The autumn moon lights my way. But now I smell the rain, and with it pain, and it's heading my way.
Hey, I'm going to talk a little bit about my brother Josh. About the early days when we skated together. I can't tell you how fun it was having three brothers that all skated together. We were originally all on the same team. Even when Josh was a little kid, early on he just had such an ability, and I admired him for that, and I admired him because he always pushed me to do better. Whenever we would go to contests together, my mom would drive us to all of the competitions and demonstrations, and Josh was always like, I know you got this, bro. I know you can do it. I know you can do well. And I did the same thing for him. Maybe a little less, because you really didn't have to tell him to do well, because he knew he was going to kill it. He was going to do what he had to do, and he always did. He was just a great skater. He was a nice guy. Everybody liked him. And he had a lot of really great qualities. And it was just so much fun having a brother that I could do something that I absolutely loved with all the time, that he wanted to do with me all the time. So, you know, I'm talking to you on a level where, you know, as he's my brother and not so much as, you know, my buddy that I'm skating with, but he was both. He was my brother and my skate buddy. So we had a lot of fun doing this together. We met a lot of really cool people. I skated with a lot of great skateboarders, a lot of pros and non-pros alike. Went to a ton of different parks, and just had a wonderful time. And you know, I'm certainly going to miss him, and I'll miss those days, as I always do. You know, when we did that stuff together, when we just had so much fun as kids. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It was something that I cherish, and will always cherish my whole life, and he's a big part of that.
Josh Marlowe, what a phenomenal skateboarder. He was a person that everyone looked up to. I would tell you, I admired his skateboarding. I thought that he naturally was gifted at it. He would do a trick, hand plant, whatever, and it was like a photograph that was instantly you wanted to post in a magazine or have showing that style, because he was just so naturally gifted. I know that any session that he showed up for, it was, you know, oh man, he was dropping bombs on other skaters by just big airs, hand plant, tuck knee in your face. And the way he got that name, the Bomb King, was because he was dropping bombs on people every session. And so he was admired and an influence to so many people, not just in Ocean City, but across the East Coast, the country, and abroad. Josh Morrow, what a phenomenal person, the nicest person I ever met, and just all the best. He was just one ruler.
And the first commandment reads that human flesh and blood is sacred until there is no more food. The break of day has come, I see the cracks have just begun to line the walls, line the walls. I want to see the little girls and boys destroy their toys, line the walls, line the walls. What a fate for little girls, British boys' minds in a whirl. Take things that'll make you curl. Straighten out, straighten out, straighten out, straighten out. For 20 years or more, just tell me what we're living for. So tell me now, tell me now. Frustrated intellect, that government capitulation.
the old bowl.
Already know. I know frickin' skater, great guy, but we got to know each other in our teens. Well, you know, got to know the whole family, the Haystack, TJ, the Waters, and everything. Just a great family, and you know, besides just being just an inspiration to me, and I'm sure many up and down the East Coast, or you know, God knows, worldwide, honestly. Just a great person and a great friend. Love him dearly, miss him.
The Bomb King, Josh Marlowe. Oh my gosh. How do you even put this into words in the 28, 30 seconds? I don't even know. Let's start with one of the raddest fucking guys ever. The guy put Ocean City, Maryland on the map. The guy put Maryland skateboarding on the map. Period. I'm the biggest fan. I looked up to him. He was so inspirational to me in the early days in the Ocean Bowl in the 80s. Went on to do great things. How often do you get to grow up being inspired, looking up to someone, having them on this higher pedestal, and then later in life becoming friends with them and hanging out? And, oh, dude, I'm so blessed to have spent that time with Josh and to share life with him. The little bit of time that we got to spend together was amazing, and to go on and through the end to be there for Josh was a true blessing for both of us. All hail the Bomb King forever, man. I could have missed you so much, Josh. You were probably one of the greatest ever skateboarders to step on board. You put Ocean City on the map, you put Maryland skateboarding on the map. Rest in peace, brother. I love you. Your style will live on forever. All hail the Bomb King. Peace!
Josh Marlowe, known him since a kid. He was a hero to me. Skateboarding at the Ocean Bowl skate park and watching him, growing up around him, seeing not only him, his family that were so great for the skateboard community and the folks that came to Ocean City. One of my favorite stories of Josh is that my parents, for some reason, allowed me to go with him to Cedar Crest. And I was 14 years old, and he picked me up, and I believe they were probably worried the entire journey. I think I was too, because it was interesting. He even acted as if he passed out while driving on the Beltway, and that was like my first time going somewhere like that. But getting there was insane because everyone knew Josh, and I was around, you know, people that I looked up to but never been around, and watching Josh interact with those folks. Him taking me in a two-seater truck all the way from Cambridge, Maryland to Cedar Crest Country Club in Northern Virginia and going to a jam session was insane. I don't think he liked the fact, though, that I had to tell him that it was time to leave, that I needed to be home that night, because as the skateboarding scene started to increase as it got dark and they had lights, I don't know how much he enjoyed that part of it, but yeah, maybe he didn't because he never took me again. But anyways, I grew up with Josh ever since then. He would come to Cambridge at my skateboard ramp. My parents were allowed me to build a vert ramp in my backyard that mimicked the same ramp that was in the Ocean Bowl's 1980s ramp before they had built the Blue Steel ramp. And it was really cool to experience Josh as a kid, and then as an later as a teenager into an adult, and then really my whole life until he had left Ocean City. And I still kept in touch with him, but I mean, he helped me in several ways through skateboarding. My house, he helped me build stuff around my house. He was there for me in several capacities.
Josh Marlowe, my friend. I met him in 1974 on A Street in Ocean City, Maryland. We were both 10 years old. And today, he introduced me to skateboarding. You know, from that day on to now, our friendship never waned, never changed, it never shifted, it was always solid. Josh was always good to me. He was humble. He's always generous with his time. Taught me a lot, taught me a ton about skateboarding and approach and how to handle things. Learned quite a lot, whether it was on the school bus or at a skate contest or over his house. You know, I'm gonna miss him and I'm gonna love him forever.
That tuck knee was for Josh Marlowe. God, my tuck knee sucks. There it is. That's all I got.
Josh Marlowe, aka the Bomb King. Josh spoke very loud with his skateboard and his skill set. Josh was a god of skateboarding, an East Coast legend, and someone that anyone who wanted to get better at vert skateboarding looked to Josh for leadership. He paved the way with his skill set. First time I saw Josh skate was 1983 in Baltimore, the Faction Show. And I can honestly say, seeing Josh and a few others skate that day changed my life as a 12-year-old boy. I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And Josh was a big part of that and continued to be a part of that up until the very end, for sure. Josh, nothing but mad respect around the globe for you, your skateboarding, your attitude, and the way you held yourself.
The Ocean Bowl, it's sacred ground to me. It's where I met Josh in the 1970s. One memorable day in the 90s, we spread some of his mom's remains in the grass around the bowl while we carved around. The old park was at street level, so there was more interaction with people walking by, stopping to watch. Josh called them fence hangers. He had a great sense of humor. In the late 80s, there's a small session on the steel ramp. A random family is walking down St. Louis Avenue. The kids are like, let's watch the skateboarders. So they sit on the bleachers. A few skaters and ground dwellers, as Marlowe called them, are going through the motions. And Dad looks up on the ramp and sees a man smoking a cigarette, sleeveless, t-shirt, a couple tattoos, staring out over the bay with a 1,000-yard stare. And the skater drops in, he does an axle stall, and he goes back down. And then this man puts his hand on the top of the ramp and his body quickly contorts itself, folds on itself until it looks like the guy's feet are on backwards. His skateboard is laying on his back. And time stops. And then this skating man unfolds his body like a human transformer. He sets his wheels down and rolls away. He pops up on the deck. And the dad's mouth is wide open. And he looks at his kids and he catches his wife's eye and he mouths, "What the hell was that?" Rip in paradise, Josh Marlowe.
My mom, who was pretty active in skateboarding at the time, decided that, you know, if they were going to outlaw it, then they should give the kids a place to do it. So she got a bunch of skaters together, and we all marched down to City Hall and attended the council meeting where they were going to outlaw skateboarding. And as a result, she convinced the mayor to build the first public skate park in this area.
Well, they outlawed skateboarding, so they had to give us somewhere to ride.
Some years too, let's get some years.
That was in 75, 76. And my mom went to the city council with us, got us a skate park, the first one, which
oldest municipal park in the world.
It's still here, still open, been riding it since day one. Been skateboarding for 23 years.
Kelly back then and Dorothy Haystack Marlowe, who was Josh's mom, had a lot to do with getting the park built. They made skateboarding illegal, so this is really one of the first places where the term skateboarding is not a crime could have came from, because it was illegal in the 70s. We couldn't skate in the streets in the summertime, and because of that, they built us a skate park, so we had a cool place to skate.
First opened the park here, they had a lot of pros came through town, and they had a big professional contest in Convention Hall. Lots of cash prizes, and all the pros from California were here for that. Contest this summer just for the kids to have fun, and Lowe's donated prizes for us. That was basically just for fun, you know. That wasn't any big competition, so all the kids would end up with a prize at the end of the day. Everybody got something, and made some kids a lot better skaters. They'd push for the next contest in the old bowl.
I love you, Josh.
Yeah, I was really sad to hear about the passing of Josh Marlowe. It was really a big hit for the entire East Coast skateboarding community. I think it was maybe 1984, 85, when my Walker team rider up in Ocean City, Maryland, Brad Hoffman, he kept telling me about this guy, Josh Marlowe, and in fact helped end up getting Josh onto the Walker skateboard team, so I was stoked. He was a large skater. He commanded attention when he got up onto a ramp, and he had one of the best reputations as a power skater on the East Coast. So it was cool having that kind of history on the Walker skateboard team.
what? Josh was one of my best friends. I grew up skating at this exact place with Josh. Grew up skating the Ocean Bowl. Even before this place, we skated at Seawash. We skated at Temper Avenue Banks at North Division Street. We skated on the Sundancer team together. We skated on Walker together. I always felt like I was like the fifth Marlowe brother. But more than anything, it was like I was skating with a friend, but I was skating with someone I always looked up to. Whether we traveled or searched out ramps or built ramps or chased down pools like the Surf and Sands, we always had a blast together. There wasn't a bad thing between us ever. We loved each other, we skated together, we shared the same passion for the ocean. The guy ripped in the water as a surfer, man. I grew up around Josh, and I couldn't have had a better influence in my life for the ocean and for skateboarding to always want to be better. Josh pushed me to be better. Josh wanted me to always be better at what I did, and I'll tell you what, he was the best. He went beyond being the best. He was an icon. He was a legend, and more than anything, he was someone that everybody respected in the skateboarding world, and he lived up to it every day and every ramp he skated. Josh, I love you, bro. I always love you. You're up there ripping right now, doing a round and leg invert. I'm right here by the narwhal. He would rip this wall always. All right, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed Josh Marlowe, the movie, the Bomb King movie. We worked hard. I got to thank some folks that worked hard on this with me, specifically my main man, Spencer Tober, behind the edit desk, behind the camera, but he's always there helping me out, making things happen. He did an excellent job. We put a lot of heart and soul into this, telling Josh's story from the skateboarding and his life as a skateboarder. I want to thank Unscene Productions and Dave for providing us with some great content. Also want to thank everybody that sent us some photos and some videos and did some little testimonial videos about what Josh meant to them. And it's just been an amazing journey to look through all those photos, to put them into this movie. And I want to tell everybody out there we appreciated all the support for coming out this weekend to be a part of it. And Josh, we all love you forever, bro. Amazing place. We're at the beach right now, a place that you really loved. We always surfed together. We had great times together in the ocean and at the Ocean Bowl. And he always called me Cujo. So Cujo's out. Thanks everybody for coming for the show.